The insurance market is a much softer market. What that means in quick terms is lower insurance premiums and more competition between businesses. In terms of how that's affected the recruitment market, we've definitely seen clients much more selective in terms of who they do hire, much more business critical roles versus just general volume and growth. We've also seen clients move to expand their European operations a lot more. Ultimately, the market in London is very saturated. There's a lot of competition amongst insurers, and there's a high concentration of talent, but also a high concentration of competition. What you have in Europe, and what we've seen a big push for, is different local markets. So, as I say, those European locations where there's not quite as many insurers concentrated in one place and a little bit more talent to go round. There's no getting away from the fact that sometimes it can actually be a much more cost-effective solution as well, depending on where you hire. I would say, look, be prepared to be flexible on your requirements. For a lot of clients, they think that kind of what we mean is, hire more senior people or spend more money. Actually, sometimes it can be the opposite. I think where we've got clients who are so specific on their brief and not willing to move much on it, they're the people who tend to struggle and things tend to take a while. I think if you can be open-minded to slightly more junior candidates that you can hire now and build into the person you want them to be. Equally on the other end, look, if you find someone who's slightly over budget but can do the job and more from day one, I think that's always an avenue you should explore if you can. I think the second piece of advice I would give is just to connect with us as sort of deeply as you can. Ultimately, the more we know about a business's culture, about the wider team, about why you're hiring for this position, really all that information can be the difference in terms of getting someone over the line or not. And I would say that the insurers who are struggling to hire the most are the people who just send out a job spec, brief a couple of recruitment agencies, and then that's where the story ends. As I say, candidates are more and more interested in more than just what the job is. They're interested in the organisation, how they fit, where they can go. And so the more we know, the quicker and easier we can get people over the line. Look, I think we've already seen it over the last few years. There has been a lot of automation across the market. We have seen sort of lower skilled jobs start to go already. I think the positives to kind of take from that is that the kind of levels that we go after, that mid to senior level, what we're seeing a lot more is that people, just because AI is really helping them out, can focus on more strategic, more impactful and ultimately more enjoyable parts of their job. Just because they're not having to, say, crunch a load of data or whatever it might be. From a recruitment standpoint, it's not too dissimilar. We've got a suite of really amazing tools that just help us find that perfect candidate more quickly for our clients. So, we have a range of things where I can do a search, obviously with the people I know, but I can also use our systems and our tools here to find candidates that probably ordinarily or a few years ago would have been tough to find. So I would say, look, the message from us is just, it's here to stay, and we're taking a huge amount of positives out of it. I would say that the insurance market is as well.